I am still a hard man. All right. So, how do we get this off to a good start? Basically, in the news of the sector, Mormon Shaggy, Le Beef Bullshitif himself, Le Beef Bullshite, has turned on the gunt. Well, actually, he's turned on one gunt for another gunt. He turned on the southern gunt for the northern gunt, deciding to give his money, his coffers, and his hard-earned cash to PPP and Andy Worski of the Keno Casino. The guy has turned against Ethan Ralph and Milo Yiannopoulos. And I just basically wanted to go ahead and talk a bit about this. Yes, Moron Shaggy, Moron Shaglet, went on a 30-minute tirade about how angry and mad and unfortunate it is that he cannot get off on a grift. He was so angry at Surfer, so upset at Drunken Surfer, and so mad about Surfer and esoteric Shaggyism that he turned on Ethan Ralph in an absolute pitiful rage. Absolute pitiless rage and greed and self-centered desires. This is now the Shaggy. The new Mormon Shaggy has turned into a new king of pole. And just like Brian Dunn before him, Jeffrey Edvin has turned his back on the sector. He's trying to leave it behind him, but he just can't. He just can't help but to be a spiteful little brat, a spiteful, immature prick, and throw his anger and his hatred at the Gunt, the great Gunt himself, Ethan Ralph, and the entire sector. I would expect that for the next several months, couple of months, if he does stream, it will be nothing but spite-filled, hate-filled, angry streams of him just attacking his betters, going at his betters, and just overall a continuation down this road of mediocrity. This is the guy that burned his vehicle, and now he's burning his bridges with everyone that ever really cared about him. All the people that really cared about Mormon Shaggy, that actually really felt for him and wanted to actually do something for him, he turned and stabbed them in the back, basically. All of this just to get back at Drunken Surfer. All this just to have a few cheap retorts. And he burned his bridges with everyone. This is the guy that says that Mormonism is universal poetry, that thinks it's okay to molest dogs. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. Those dogs were barking the way they did because he was sexually harassing them. He was sexually penetrating them, and he was doing unspeakable, ungodly, bestial things, acts of absolute furry bestiality to those two dogs of his. He was doing unspeakable, horrendous, awful, god-awful things, committing acts of absolute bestiality with those 2 dogs that his dad owns. Because when the pizza man went to his house, or well, I'm sorry, to his dad's house, it's an absolute fact that those dogs were screaming in pain and agony because Jeffrey Edvin was doing unspeakable, ungodly acts to those animals. Jeffrey Edvin is almost the new Cyrax. Jeff is the new Cyrax of the sector.
Like, you guys brought me up here to talk about Jimmy, and now you're all sucking my dick. No, thank you, guys. I'm just...
Pause, time out. Like, fucking Saved by the Bell, nigga. You can't be saying shit like that. Nobody ever sucked anything on you, I bet. Well, besides some, like, underage fucking prostitute.
Really want to suck my
Homie,
dick.
you couldn't get a real female. Look at you. Look at you. You look harsh, bro. Everything about you is haggard. You're beat, bro. This is why you pay for wars.
You guys are the ones hiding behind fucking avatars, dude. I don't know.
Bro, that's my face in real life. I'm fucking the grooviest nigga out there. Get out of here, bro. You don't know.
Yeah, dude. Asking other men to suck his dick. Other men to suck his dick. Think about that. Jeffrey Edvin is just out of the blue asking other men to suck him off.
Then, like he says, this guy's gross and
weird. Well, buddy, I don't know. I rely on the law to make these decisions. And, you know, being from California, 18 is where I'm...
Why do you keep bringing up that you're from California? You are from California. You're one of those faggots that eats fucking walnuts in their salads and has to tell everybody, like, the type of diet and religion you're on. You're fucking pretentious and retarded. Like every other fucking person from California. You come across as fake as fuck.
Okay, I think that's the end of the clip. Yeah, I would agree. West Coast piece of shit, dude. A West Coast fig. Total West Coast fig, dude. But that's not the worst. Oh, no. That's not the worst thing that Jeffrey has done.
Buddy, watch out, or I'll fucking come over there and I'll rape your kids right in front of you.
What the? What? Say it ain't so, buddy. Let's hear it again.
Buddy, watch out, or I'll fucking come over there and I'll rape your kids right in front of you.
He says he's gonna fuck somebody's kids, dude. What a chomo. Absolute sick, disgusting chomo. Let's hear that again.
Buddy, watch out, or I'll fucking come over there and I'll rape your kids right in front of you.
Yeah, dude. That guy is a fucking sick chomo.
Buddy, watch out, or I'll fucking come over there and I'll rape your kids right in front of you.
Yeah, dude. So in addition to being a furry, in addition to being a fucking furry dude, he also wants to molest kids. This guy cannot get a real woman for nothing in his life, so he has to go for molesting kids and animals, like his dad's dogs, his 2 dogs that he has. Like, this guy is an absolute fucking sicko. He's a trance wrangler, he's a furry, absolutely, dude. So let's take a look
to see on.
Okay, so let's take a look and see what Jeffrey's been up to. Let us have a look and see what Jeffrey is saying, ranting about the man, the myth, the legend himself, the Ralpha male. What is Jeffrey saying about the Ralpha male?
But like these days, he's like the like some sort of hillbilly parody from hell.
No, Jeffrey, that's you. You're a Californian left-wing coast hillbilly. You're a left coast degenerate liberal retard. Okay? Like, dude, you went with Axl, bro. You're talking about the kind of guys that hang out in Ethan Ralph's circles and how they take an L or they try to hold his L's for them. Nigga, you went out with freaking Axel, dude. Like the mother of all furry pedos. Like the literal godfather of all furry pedos out there, Jeffrey.
Sort of hillbilly parody from hell.
That's
like,
going to be
this
you.
This is a guy who makes early Kyler from the Squidbillies look like a reasonable man. Only he's fucking real. Now, for a long time, I've defended the Gunt because there's like an unwritten code on here, and I understand it. I'm not a retard. If someone with, who's got a name, even if it's like a bad one, if they've got viewers and anything like that, if they...
Hard man! Let's go!
Forge guy! They're doing you a favor. And Ralph had me on his show, right? And he did me a favor. So I didn't fucking talk shit about the Gunt. I never laughed at his failures or his flaws. Because that's just a dick move. I think that's like snaky, oily behavior. Yeah, that's how you get ahead in the sector. But I ain't Godwinson. I ain't about that shit. The Gunt did right by me, so for a long time I didn't talk shit about him.
Well, then why are you talking shit about him now, dumbass? Why are you now turning against him? Is it because he knows that you fuck animals? Is it because he knows that you went with Axel IRL in Florida? That's probably why you have such a bad reputation. You hang out with the worst of the worst and like the lowest of the low. Like, you hang out with like the gayest fucking company of all. And then you wonder why people don't like you or why it is that people eventually turn on you. It's because you're an animal molester and a kid fucker. You're a fucking chomo, that's why.
Shit about him. But see, there's a lot of shit to talk about. You've got to ignore a lot of shit when you're on Team Ralph. Anyone who's been on that team can tell you, you have to get used to the smell of burning shit and garbage. Because that's going to be like the aroma in the air every fucking day on that shit, right? When you're sailing under old Captain Gunt, one-eyed, one-handed, as soon as that gout kicks in, peg-legged, when you're fucking dealing with that motherfucker,
you got stomach ulcers, Shagster. You got stomach ulcers. And you're going to be talking about gout and Captain Gunt. You don't even know how to drive your own boat. You have a boat and you can't even use it. You don't even have a license for a boat. How are you going to give someone advice for boating?
Right? In his pirate hat with whatever retarded motherfucker on hand as being his parrot for that day, which, I don't know. Who is it right now? Flamenco? I don't know who he's got, wiping his ass for him today. But
you think that Ralph and Flamenco are friends? Whoa, buddy. This is a guy that was like, dude, you're not the one to be giving life advice to people. Like, for real, dude, you shouldn't be giving advice to nobody. You should be taking your own advice and, like, really just sucking it up and logging off and touching grass.
You have to deal with you have to realize the captain's a drunken fuck up, right? If you're sailing on that ship. You have to realize the captain is an insane, aggressive, drunken fuck up who doesn't give a shit about you, will openly say so, and will turn on you if it's convenient. You don't even have to fucking slight the man. If it's convenient, Ethan Ralph will turn on you.
That's what you did to everyone in the sector, Jeffrey. Jeffrey Edivin, Jeffrey Eddie Vincent, Vincent Wells Fargo Manson, Jeffrey Manson. That's what you did. You did that, Charles Jeffrey Manson. You turned on everyone because you lost your mind. Your mind has been shattered. Like, your freaking dude, your life has been shattered by the internet. You have been felted by the freaking internet, buddy. Has a chomo and like an animal molester and just really an overall sicko, period. And a PPP simp, dude. Imagine giving your money to PPP. Imagine giving your money to PPP of all people in the world, and Andy Warski, the guy that made a song that was pro-abortion, that was anti-natalist. Dude, this guy is a fucking anti-natalist sicko, dude. This guy's no Republican. He's a Democrat.
You look like a goblin or a troll.
That's what you look like. You look like a troll under a bridge.
And everyone laughs at him. So, being the epic, internet man, being the gym walker that he is.
He's got clout. You don't. Shaggy, the guy's got clout. You don't have it. You don't have that clout, Shagster. So who are you? Who do you think, under whose authority do you think you have to talk like this? You're just burning your bridges with everyone, and you're just railing about everyone because you've been exposed as a chump.
Probably fucking deletes all his accounts and runs the fuck away, which is why the esoteric Shaggyism channel hasn't been used in decades, right? It's because this dude is, I'm sure he'll start using it again at some point now that the Gunt has begun trying to make him into a little pseudo character, but the dude doesn't want to speak because I bet he has from what I understand, the dude probably sounds, and this is probably bullshit, but someone on Discord told me that the guy that doesn't ever want to talk in Discord or be heard because of the way his voice sounds. See, he's got one of those funny, lispy voices that super autistic people sometimes.
That's what you sound like all the time. You sound like a gay, autistic, left coast pedo. You sound like a left coast commie. You just, dude, everything you talk about is so left-wing. You and the Democrats can both agree that underage marriage is okay. That lowering the age of consent is the best thing to do. That's something that you and the Democrats can both agree on.
Tab, like White Bowser, right? And, I know that the Gunt associates with this faggot. I know that the Gunt took this faggot in after he got exposed all over Kiwi Farms for being a massive homo. He decided to pick a fight with Jim. And you know how that turns out, right? You know what happens? Well, I guess the Gunt sympathized because he also knows the taste of the back of Jim's hand. Ralph also knows what the back of Jim's hand tastes like. So maybe the Gunt took some sympathy, so took pity on the toad, and took him in, caressed him, held him close to the Gunt. Let him suckle the Gunt. And for a long time,
I think you suckle your dad's pee-pee. I think you suckle Lamewire Jesse's pee-pee. Let's see here. Jeff, Robert Frost's runt offspring, says, Joff's only friends are furries, trans, schizos, and witches. Jeff brags that he goes to illegal immigrants to pay for sex. Well, there you go, buddy. This guy has no moral code. Jeff is going to Vegas to meet a trans witch Satanist. I thought he already did that. Jeff harasses Warhammer and Drunken Surfer because he's jealous they are real men of God. Yeah, dude, Mormons have this weird fucking belief system about space aliens and UFOs and Stargate Jesus and the prophets and stuff, coming out. But Ethan Ralph said it best. Jeff is a disgrace. Jeff is an utter disgrace. Even his own pets don't like him. Even his own pets bark and wolf in agony and pain when somebody comes to the door because they don't want to be in the same house getting unspokenly God acts of like him sexually molesting his dogs.
A few years, esoteric Shaggyism has been metastasizing there. He's been like, healing, regenerating off the gut crease that he's been licking, like some sort of remora on the back of a particularly fat shark. And now Ethan Ralph is promoting him on Twitter, all this shit, and he decides to take a shot at me. And Ethan Ralph blocks me because, the reason he's promoting my old enemy taking shots at me is because I gave the Keno Casino $5. That's what it is. Ethan Ralph is a very poor man, and to him,
it's because you talk about molesting kids and dogs, and you hang out with bad company. You keep bad company, and you do things that is just fundamentally immoral, and it's just left wing. And also you're a vegetarian. Nobody cares about vegetarians or what they say, dude. You're Jeffrey Manson. You're not even Mormon Shaggy. You're just Jeffrey Manson now.
American dollars. Well, he's a Mexican. He's basically a Mexican now. He would render his garments for Shaggy's American $5.
You're basically a Mexican, dude. You're only, how tall are you again? You're only 4'8". You're shorter than most Mexicans, Charles Jeffrey Manson. You're shorter than most Mexicans are. And you look up to a guy like PPP, who is like a fat bitch. PPP is broken, dude. He's like a broken toy. He just repeats the same stuff that he's done years ago. It's boring. Nobody watches the Keno Casino except you. You're the only real serious fan that actually watches them.
He would render his garments for Shaggy's American $5, but instead of sending that money south to old Ralph, good old Ralphie boy, I sent it up north.
Yeah,
to the Canadian and his laughing retard. I sent it to fucking at.
You're a disgrace. I'm a disgrace. We're all disgraces. Dude, you sound gay. You sound like a gay, short, angry, spiteful mutant guy. You're a troll under the bridge. You're a forest gnome, Shagster. Go back to the forest, Shagster, where you came from. Go back to the forest gnomes that you came from, Manson Shaggy. Charles Shaggy Manson.
Laughing retard. I sent it to fucking Ashton and Andy. And God bless them. They've been doing a good job, Ralph. They've actually been bringing real content. That's why they...
No, they haven't. No. The content of the Keno Casino is dumb. Content from the Keno Casino is stupid and dumb and gay. It's garbage, dude. No, Shaggy. Keno Casino content is gay and dumb. And you and your friends are the only people that really watch that. Go back to the forest, you forest
people
gnome.
Predicted that Ashton's fate would mirror Ralph's, much as his
You walk around in the forest naked on drugs, dude. You sleep under your neighbor's porches at night, so you can smoke a few whiffs of freaking cocaine or whatever. I don't know, fentanyl. You take fentanyl, Shagster. That's your life. Thirsting for underage troons and taking fentanyl. You're basically an honorary person of color.
But that's not the case. Ethan Ralph really did end up in a shed in the desert. But there was no frozen cabin for PPP. PPP is successful. And all of his enemies are seething, which is why they end up in league with Ralph, the king of spite. Living out in the desert with one hand and one eye, surrounded by bottles of his own piss. That's got to smell like...
Yeah, but you walk around in the forest naked like a fucking gnome. You're like a forest elf. You're like the spiteful elf, you know? Like you're a spiteful little Smurf. You're Shaggy the Smurf. Mormon Smurf, dude. You're literally the Mormon Smurf. And you're like what was that Smurf that was always angry and always mad all the time? That angry Smurf. That's Shaggy. That's Shagster right there. He's the angry Smurf.
Character on a show, Ralph. I always kept it that way. I never want, like, I appreciated your offer to come visit you in Mexico, but there's all sorts of reasons that could have gone wrong. Like,
yeah, there is. There definitely is. You would probably have ended up fucking his dog. You would probably sexually fucked an animal. And like it would have been recorded and it would have been a big humiliation for you. You would have been kicked out of Mexico for being an animal, like for committing acts of bestiality. That's what could have gone wrong.
That could have gone wrong all sorts of ways. It just was like, and I knew that. I know it's better to remain a fan of Ralph than to be a friend of Ralph.
Okay, Grumpy Smurf.
If I have to be an enemy of Ralph, all right. There's plenty. I mean, I do not mind taking shots at this target. There's plenty to aim at.
He's not your enemy, dude. He just called you a disgrace. He just did that because he knows that you like troons and like you're friends with weirdos, and you defend DJ Axel. You're friends with weirdos. Like, dude, Jeff says, Jeffrey Robert Frost, Runt Offspring, says the gays kicked Shaggy out of their parade. Is that why Shaggy is so grumpy, Jeff? Is that why you're so grumpy? You weren't allowed to participate in a gay parade. Kind of like how Chris Chan was kicked out of BronyCon. Is that what happened? Were you kicked out of the Dungeons and Dragons room? Were you kicked out of like the Dungeons and Dragons like role play event or whatever? Like, dude, go back to the Smurf village in the forest, dude. Go back way, way back into the forest, dude. That's your home. It's under the bridge with the trolls.
There's plenty there to aim at. It's like, let's start with the people you hang out with, Ralph.
Oh, what about the people you hang out with? You hang out with Lamewire Jesse, Matty Cat. Some people call him Matty Dog. You hang out with Dymo, Ghoul, and Axel. You were even like talking to Kitty Styles at one point. Like, dude, you're a Smurf guy. You're a parody of yourself. You weren't even creative enough to even be your own character. You stole a copyright character from Scooby-Doo to like paddle off of for like some kind of to feel like something, because you're nothing. You're an absolute nothing, dude.
Start with he's the handy-capable gunt.
Like, you're nobody. I mean,
he's literally physically falling apart.
Seething.
To say nothing of his fucking mental state. Banned from Trump's America.
You know, Shaggy, you got this guy with a green t-shirt, and Pepe the Frog is green, and you're reeing right now like Pepe the Frog. Like, you literally are Pepe the Frog of the sector. You're like a weird fucking inbred looking Smurf. Smurf Manson Jeffrey Edvin.
Literally just banned. Like, okay, get the fuck out of the country.
He's not banned. He just owes back pay for like child support or something. I don't think he's banned, dude. You watch anime furry porn. You watch anime furry porn with troons, dude, on Discord. And you're going to tell Ethan, Ralph, or Milo Yiannopoulos how they're going to live their lives? You watch you watch hentai on Discord, weirdo. Freaking gay ass weird loser.
The country. The Jan 6ers are going to be pardoned. Trump is vindicated. Everything we fought for so long has been achieved. And here's Ethan.
Yeah, but you weren't there on the battlegrounds. You didn't fight for it. You watched anime hentai on Discord when that was all going on. You didn't contribute to nothing. You don't have a platform.
At long last, cuckolded, maimed, and now banned from the country his daddy gave him. He can't see either of his children now. It's the ultimate victory for the Vickers clan and the Morris faction. They have utterly destroyed Ethan Ralph. Ethan Ralph's claiming he ain't broke on Twitter. You're so broke that you're banning people from your community over 5 fucking...
He banned you because you watch hentai. You have sex with animals. And you go out with, like, illegal underage women and trannies. He banned you because you're friends with Axel and just with overall weirdos, and you're a vegetarian, and you're a left coast lib. You're a literal West Coast lib pretending to be like some kind of a conservative. And then you're a Mormon, you're like a space alien Stargate Mormonite, pretending to be a Christian, LARPing as if he's a Christian dude. You're not winning anything doing this, you're just humiliating yourself even further.
Fucking dollar donations. That $5 is a lot of money to you. I'm not a rich man myself, Ralph, but I actually have more money than you do. That's a guarantee. Like, you're poor as fuck. You talk about $20,000 like it's like an unfathomable amount of money. Like, you're living... let's talk about...
Well, okay. Do you have $20,000? Like, right now, do you have $20,000? Because I don't think you do.
The fact that you live in a shed in your lawyer's backyard. What sort of fucking lawyer is this? Like, this won't come within a mile of you. You're too fucking brain damaged for the fucking groypers. Holy shit. But it's like...
Your brain has been damaged from all the pornography you watch on Discord, Shaggy. What do you know about brain damage?
Now, like, your social circle includes people like Keffels. And, like, do you know how I know? And I've covered this before, but it bears repeating. Do you know how I know it's the $5 that pissed you off, Ralph? Because, like, that very week you were saying how Anal Wolf, a great name, by the way, I love your community, Anal Wolf, some sort of furry pedophile, you don't give a shit how many children he rapes because he's loyal to you. Like...
Dude, I think when he talks about that kind of stuff, I think it really does give him a boner. I think when Shaggy talks about, like, Scooby-Doo, and especially dogs, because he's got a dog right next to him on his picture. He's got a picture of Shaggy, and there's a dog right next to him. And I think whenever he sees that, it makes him want to fap off. Okay? Shaggy literally wants to fap off to animals, and I think that that really makes his Mormon dingus hard, his micro penis hard to see animals. Because whenever this guy talks about troons, chicks with dicks, it sounds like it's like he's almost living in a porno. It's like he's living in a porno of some kind. He's literally writing his own furry fan fictions.
Like, it's no longer about entertainment. I can't just be a fan of the Ralpha male. I have to be part of his gay fucking elite army on the internet.
He doesn't care, Shaggy. He just called you a disgrace. He called you a disgrace a month ago, and you're still seething and coping about it. You were so upset that you deleted all your videos and streams. You took all your stuff down besides your community posts. And you're still reeling in from it. You're still seething from it.
Dedicated to hunting down his foes and
Charles
pelting his
Shaggy.
enemies. Only we can't
Shaggy
use that
Manson.
term because, like all terms of the day, it was, conceived of. It was,
You can't even talk a full sentence without fucking stuttering. Literal fucking idiot.
Conception was after Ethan Ralph's era. Ethan Ralph was like a character in 2016 to 2018, maybe 2020 at the latest.
Now here you are going back to nostalgia. Shaggy Manson, like Manson, Charles Manson Smurf. You're going back to like some nostalgia and you're like trying to placate that. Is that the best thing you can do, is like placate on some kind of distant nostalgia that nobody cares about? People are worried about the present, dude. You're just an upset, butthurt little prick. You didn't make it. You didn't make it in the sector, so you're mad about it. And that's why you want to fuck kids and hurt and molest animals. Because you're a sicko.
Talked about by Mormon fucking Shaggy. It's worse than that. You've had Mormon Shaggy on your own fucking show. Do you know what an L that is?
Yes, that is an
Like,
L.
you know-
Yes, I agree. It is taking a big L having a loser like you on their show. Because you're a bottom feeder. Like, you're absolute poison. It's like, it's taking the piss, and it's always a burden to have someone like you on because you're a total and absolute disgrace. Charles Manson Smurf.
What I am, Ralph? I'm an expiration date on your content.
You're Charles
Talking
Manson
to me
Smurf.
means no one gives a shit. You should.
Well, dude, when Ethan Ralph starts up a stream, 1,000-something people will watch it. Nobody really watches you or really gives a shit about it. You're the bottom feeder that's coping and seething.
Tell Milo that too, but I think he already knows that. Milo I've already covered. That guy's broken as fuck.
No, it's you.
Fuck. Like,
It's out. Those are just projections. You're the only person that's broken in this sector. You're the most broken of the most broken toys on Santa's Island in the North Pole. You're an expired 1970s Scooby-Doo character. You even have the name of a 1960s, 1970s Scooby-Doo character.
and it's just fucking.
You're an outdated hippie, dude. You're an outdated West Coast hippie.
Name. It's just fucking like. So, the story of Ethan Ralph really ends with him being banned from America. Like, Trump wins again, only this time, instead of being like one of the leading voices in the movement, he's actually banned from the whole fucking country by the very movement he once championed.
You've been banned from the state of Texas. And honestly, really, I think you should be banned from America. Like, you give Americans a bad name. Okay? You just got rejected, dude. You got rejected big time, and you're just seething about it. Charles Manson Smurf.
Like, he's not even a fucking Kamala voting Democrat. He's a fucking Mexican. He's an illegal Mexican.
You're Charles
He's
Manson
more illegal.
Smurf.
Like, if you're a fucking born in Mexico and you cross into this country illegally, you have more freedom and less chance of being locked up than Ethan Ralph.
Oh, I didn't know that you advocate for Mexicans.
Enjoy your tortas.
Enjoy getting rejected, Charles Manson Smurf. You're literally, dude, you are an utter fucking disgrace. You really are a fucking disgrace. You molest animals and children. You weird fucking Charles Manson wannabe, dude. You're literally so expired. You've been so expired that your name is after a 1970s cartoon character. That's how expired you fucking are, you irrelevant, mediocre piece of garbage. I am going to have so much fun A-logging the shit out of you. I am going to literally grift off of you, Shaggy. I'm going to milk you for the lol cow that you are. Not Axel, but I will be the one that will grift off of you. I am your grifter. Not esoteric Shaggyism, but it's me, dude. You burn your bridges with everyone. All right, so that's it. I'll take a look at the chat. So we have Joff Robert Frost's runt offspring, which is really true. Preach, good sir. Thank you for exposing Jeff. Jeff is a sicko. Jeffrey is a sicko. Rape kids. Yep. I played the clip earlier. Yeah, he wants to fuck kids, dude. Literally, he wants to fuck kids. Jeffrey is a furry and a trans wrangler. Jeffrey met DJ Axel and the Laughing Daimo IRL and show his penis. He's a liberal hippie, dude. The guy is a Democrat hippie. Rick Perry says, Fudge gay. Still a hard man. Jeff met DJ Axel in Florida. Hard man, hard. Forge gang. Rick Perry says, hard men assemble. Let's see here. Joff says, fuck yeah. Rick Perry, I am feeling especially adrenal and hard today. Well, good for you. Jeffrey says, this year Shaggy showed his PP to DJ Axel in DJ Axel's VC and jerked it for him. Well, that is the capstone of everything that Jeffrey stands for. Jeffrey is a very inclusive and very proud man. I think he's been to every San Francisco Pride rally you could think of. Hard, Rick Perry says, hard AF. Jeff says Jeffrey had sick fantasies about tongues and butts and furries in monkey biz. Oh, that's really interesting. Do you have any screenshots or anything that I could show? Warriors of the Shire, what's up, buddy? All my internet heroes failed me. Well, then you shouldn't put your hopes on the internet. Sometimes fiction is just less strenuous than reality. Robert Frost's runt offspring, the hardness never ends. Nope. Jeffrey Manson. Well, he is Jeffrey Manson Smurf. He is literally Shaggy Smurf. Since his rejection by his daddy figures, he's now been reduced to being a forest troll by the name of Shaggy Smurf. Jeffrey brags he goes to illegal immigrants to pay for sex. Jeffrey's only friends are furries, trans, schizos, and witches. Oh yeah, didn't he buy the Necromonicon or something? I also recall that he bought a bunch of knives. Jeffrey is going to Vegas to meet with a trans witch Satanist. Jeffrey harasses Warhammer and Drunken Surfer because he's jealous that they are real men of God. Truth revealed, buddy. Jesus Christ is the true king. Let's see here. Jeffrey is a Satanist. Well, I mean, he did purchase the Necromonicon. Total Jenny Death, this Ralph stuff is pretty wild, lol. He's been seething about it for over a month. Forge gang, hard man, let's go. Jeffrey says, man. Rick Perry, Total Jenny Death says hard. Rick Perry says hard. Jeffrey says hard. Rick Perry says hard. Going down the ladder. Okay, let's see here. Jeffrey gave Ethan Ralph Xanax. Well, he sure does like to talk a lot about drugs. And not even the good quality drugs, but the cheapest drugs like fentanyl and Xanax. Not even the good shit. Let's see here. Jeffrey says, hard, man. Rick Perry says, AF. Let's see here. Robert Frost says, Jeffrey is a chubby chaser. Jeffrey hates Ralph because Ralph has lost weight. Truth revealed. The homosexuals think Jeffrey is a degenerate. Take a mule, Shaggy go to the forest, find a calf, and leave us alone. That is the best life advice that has ever been given to Jeffrey. At least on the internet. Total Jenny Deaf says, POCs, rise up. Rise up, gamers! Jeffrey looks into the windows of 70-year-old gay men in the Castro district. Word to my mama. Jeffrey was kicked out of that forest because he showed a black person his wanger. Or showed a child his wanger. I believe it. Absolutely true. Warriors of the Shire says it's grumpy or grouchy, rather. Well, he sounds like Grouchy Smurf. Jeffrey says the gays kicked Shaggy out of their pride parade. Is that why he grins so much? Shaggy is an abortion that lived. Crawled out of the jar. I would say he literally crawled out of a rat nest, like out of the sewers. Shaggy says he's related to Robert Frost, and that's why he's better than anyone else in the sector. Yeah, dude, I would imagine that Robert Frost would want nothing to do with that guy if he knew about him or was alive right now. I actually really doubt that he is related to Robert Frost. Joffrey Smurf Manson, Edissessi. Let's see here. Shaggy watches anime, furry porn with lame wire Jesse, Matty Dog, and the Crying Daimyo. Well, he loves his hentais. Shaggy thinks all of Ralph's bad luck is a curse from God, because Ralph called Shaggy a heretic. Robert Frost says Shaggy does satanic rituals on his boat. Total Jenny Deaf says hard. Okay. Shaggy Manson took everything down because he's upset Ralph is disgusted by him. Yes. The Ralph male win. We time traveling, buddy. Shaggy wants to go back and live in 2016. Actually, I think he wants to go back and live in the 60s with the hippies. Shaggy Charles Manson Smurf with his family of tranny witches and homo samurais. Oh, dude. You want to know why nobody respects him? Look at the company he keeps. Rick Perry says that he is a bottom feeder, but in the good way. Okay, Jeffrey says hard. Rick Perry says hard. Jeffrey says that Shaggy cries because Milo denies. Well, Milo has higher standards than moron Shaxel does. Like, DJ Shaxel. You got to understand, Milo has standards, and his standards are way higher that even Shaxel cannot reach that. Shaggy flirted with Ralph and was denied. Well, he flirted with a lot of people and was denied because of his really bizarre friend Space Alien Jesus cult. Shaggy is flirting with PPP and is being denied. Well, PPP wants nothing to do with him. He's gonna burn his bridges with everyone. Chauncey Fatsack, what's up, Chauncey? Forge Gang 1! Because we're hard men. Robert Frost says, who will be next? Forge Gang! Total Johnny Depp says, so true, Chauncey. Rick Perry says, Forge Gang. Robert Frost says, Chauncey won many times against Jeffrey. He did, and Soberman too. But we're not talking about Soybercuck. Okay, Jeffrey says, Forge Gang. Still a hard man. Total Johnny Depp says, hard AF. Chauncey Fatsack says, LOL. Total Johnny Depp shows a hammer and fire. Chauncey Fatsack says, Forge. All right, Rick Perry says, visible signs of gang activity. I think we're finally getting to the freaking bottom. There we go. Let's see here. Robert Frost says gang. Chauncey shows Forge gang on fire. Total Jenny Deff says real Rick. Real Rick is a real one. Robert Frost says I follow you, Warhammer. Total Jenny Deff says gang, gang, gang signs. Rick Perry says Forge for life or true gang member for life. Chauncey Fatsack says the chat won. Respect your chat. Streamers, good advice for streamers, always respect your chat because they can give you pointers and tips that can sometimes be quite helpful. Chauncey Fatsack says Jillian May Edvin won. Yes, because Jillian was happy that I did a FAP review of her. Jillian Edvin was happy that a real hard man was actually willing to do a FAP review and even try to propose a date. But she was so abused by Shagster that she just simply couldn't go through the mental drama. Chauncey Fatsack says, Mormlet Faggy. Based, Chauncey says. Let's see here. Jeffrey says, I'll try to find evidence of furry and butt fantasies. Furry licking, ass licking, butt sex fantasies. Well, dude, it's out there. Like, his Discord server has all the proof right there. And probably on his Twitter, too. And community tabs. Chauncey Fatsack says, Warhammer in the morning smells of victory. Smells like victory. Nothing better than a good victory breakfast and morning run. Like roasting moron Charles Manson Shaxel Smurf. Shaxel Smurf. Jeff Robert Frost says, Shaggy bought a lot of occult books. Not the Bible. Chauncey says, Manlet Merwind Shaggy. Shaggy Smurf. Jackie Frost was Linda Lovelace. Shaggy bans people who tell the truth, just like Euros child porn. Child pornography, CP. Shaggy is the Rat King. You know, he actually is. What is that? That German story, A Christmas Carol story? Shaggy is the Rat King. Chauncey Fatsack says, "You can run, but you cannot hide." Shaggy lies. Chauncey says that Shaggy is related to both Tub Ross. Bathtub Ross. Let's see here. Robert Cheese, Theft Bathtub Frost. Shaggy wrote a poem about how much Jillian hates him. Oh, really, dude? I can find that poem. Yeah, go ahead and link it if you can. Cheese Thief Gillian. Let's see here. Chauncey says Jeffrey Joseph Edvin. Chauncey Fatsack, Rat King Cheese Eater. All right. Chauncey says Dick Cheese Thief. She stole my cheese with the extra olives. That's why I am still upset about it to this very day. Even though it was like 28 years ago. Oh, Scooby-Doo, you look real sexy, doobie-doobie-doo. Chauncey says, LOL. All right, on that note, what do we have here? Gillian by Jeffrey Edvin. Game we played, his children raced down the hill for fun, you and me. We'd count to 3, then happily we'd run. And things were very fair back then. We played beneath the sun. But now you play such different games, it seems our time is done. They won't let me play, you see. Yeah, this is gay. They think I'm stupid. Probably so. And I are set apart, separated in both mind and heart. Once we were siblings, you and I. So sad to find that love can die. Now you don't want to play with me. A memory is all I'll Bell called you own, my own sibling once. Really isn't fair. But I have no strength left to run, and I don't think you care. They stole my cheese. She thieved my cheese away from me. All because I had sex with my sister, the only woman I ever fucked over the age of 18. That is Shaggy's poem about Jillian, his cheese thief sister. 10 restraining orders later. Collier, cheddar cheese. Yeah, all right. I'm going to be enjoying clout, getting some clout off of A-logging little Mormon, angry, spiteful Smurf guy. But for now, that's it. Take care.